Ty the hair goddess, what's up?
Ooh, what's up?
Thank you for doing the no ops interview coming through. So let's get started.
Let's get to it.
So Ty, why don't you start by telling us about yourself, who you are, and what you do?
All right, so my name is Taisha, also known as Ty the hair goddess. Oh Lord, about myself. I'm a mother. Um, I'm 33 years old. I am the hair goddess. I'm from Los Angeles, California, raised in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I love doing hair. I love what I do. I love making people happy. I like making people feel good about themselves. I wouldn't trade it. I like working for myself. I'm the boss. I like being a boss.
You're your own boss. Nice. That's dope.
Thanks.
So why the name Ty the hair goddess?
Okay, so Ty, of course, is my my nickname. It's short for Taisha, but the hair goddess, because I am the hair god. I create miracles. I am a surgeon. I transform people. I will have you come in and you look homeless, and I'm gonna have you when you walk out, you're gonna look like a million. You're gonna be
Bucks.
smiling. Yes.
Okay. So how old were you when you started doing hair?
Okay, so I started braiding when I was like 14. I'm gonna say I was 14 because it's part of my background. My whole family, everybody in my family knows how to do hair. So I'm gonna say when I was around 14, that's when I like started braiding, and then everything else just kind of came together. I just started learning other things as I got older. So
Okay.
14, for sure, 14.
Did you go to cosmetology school?
Well, I actually went to a barber school. So I started off as doing barbering in Louisiana. And then when I came here, I crossed over. But I still learned both sides. So, yes, for people who don't know, barbering, or I'm sorry, barbering, you learn both sides. In cosmetology, you don't. So,
Okay, so you know how to hook up a fade, huh?
I might could do a little something. A little something.
How long did it take you to get certified?
So I went to school for 2 years, and I was a part of a program, but I did it in one. And yes, yep.
Nice.
I'll get to the other stuff later.
So when you were going to school, did they teach you anything that you didn't already know, or was everything kind of just?
They did. They taught me how to do Caucasian. I didn't know how to do that type of texture. I did learn how to do that. It wasn't really hard. I just needed to learn the basics of how to, like lay it down because it stands straight up, and how to like cut it, get a precise cut. So yes, they did. I did learn like I learned the basics of that part because I didn't know how to do that till I went to barber school. So
Okay. So going through school and starting your own business, up until this point, what would you say was the hardest obstacle that you had to overcome?
the hardest obstacle was probably just being a mother, juggling motherhood, and also juggling the loss of my mother, just juggling it and trying to figure everything out or put it all together and make it like one. That was the hardest part. It was hard. That was the hardest.
Yeah, I know that could be tough, especially dealing with the loss of your mom. Like were you and your mom real close?
Yes, we were.
Did your mom pass after you finished school?
She passed before I even started. So she was like that was like one of the main reasons why I wanted to go and why I pushed myself to go, because she passed before I wanted her in the chair, but she never made it there. We never got to that point, but she already knew that that's what I wanted to do before she even passed. So.
And now she's smiling down, looking at you proud, huh?
Oh, I know, man, I know.
So, after your mom passed, how many times did you think about, how often would you say you thought about giving up?
So, yes, after my mom passed, I never thought about giving up. Never. I'm no quitter. Um, and I instill this in my kid. Like, we don't quit. We don't give up. My mother is a strong woman, was a strong woman, and I don't come from that background, so I never thought about giving up. That's why I did it, because I didn't. It was never a question in my mind. It was no. I never doubted myself, no matter what others said, no matter what others did or said about me. I never thought about giving up ever.
Dope. And that, you know what? That's exactly why you're doing this No Ops interview, because that's what No Ops is about.
Yep.
It's about facing adversity and overcoming it. And we want to focus and promote the positive mindset, people not giving up, showing resiliency, and that's why we asked you to come on, because we don't just let anybody come on. We have to kind of look into your background and see what you're doing, and we definitely appreciate you doing the interview. But so after losing your mom, what kept you going?
What kept me going was my daughter, and knowing that my mom is looking down on me, and then I have I got younger siblings, and man, it's just, that's what kept me going. Really, that number one was my baby. You know what I'm saying? Every time I looked at that, it's someone always looking at me. She looking up to me. So that was my motivation. Every time I would look up, she looking at me. She counting on me. Somebody is counting on me. Somebody's always been counting on me. So that's why I never gave. That's my motivation right there.
Respect. A lot of people don't realize it, especially when they have kids, that you always got somebody watching you. Even when you don't think your kids are paying attention, they're paying attention to how you respond to life, because when they grow up, that's how they're gonna respond to life. So
Right.
it's dope that you stood strong and you made it through, and now your daughter, that's gonna give her a leg up in life, seeing how strong you were when she faces something in her life. She's gonna know how to bounce back from it and how to overcome it. So if you were able to speak to your mother right now, what do you think she would say to you?
She would be like, "I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of you. You did it. You rock. Black girl magic." For real.
Dope, I feel it. How hard was it being a full-time mother, going to school and working all at the same time?
It was hard. It was really hard. Like, uh, going to school, man. Like, I'm in the school with all these men, and I might have been the only woman in there, if I can remember, man. That shit was hard. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Bleep that out. Um, because some women get intimidated, but I never did. It was actually the other way around. The men were intimidated by me. Like, dang, and she got the motion. She know what the heck she doing. Oh my God, she gonna be cold. Let me see if I can get some help from her. And I didn't even know what I was doing yet. Like, I'm trying to see. I'm trying to get on y'all level. And then I also had a little job. So working, being a full-time mom, and I mean a full-time, I'm more of a hands-on parent. I don't know about the others, but I'm a hands-on parent. I need to, my child, I need to see, show me what I'm doing. I need to see what I gotta do so I can, make sure I got every moment and make sure I'm there. Then gotta go to school after you get off work, and then still tend to your child and go to school. And go to school from 4 to 8. I don't know how I did it, God, but it was hard. I'm not gonna say it was a walk in the park. No, it was not easy. It was hard.
It paid off though, right?
Right.
Man, now, and did you have a support system in place while you were doing all of this?
I did. I've always had a support system. I've always had a support system. My family is definitely my support. My brother, that's like, Talea's my motivation, but Big Bro is my support. Like, he was there every step of the way. Even when I was in Louisiana, he was still here. Man, you could do it. Go, finish, go all the way, execute, finish and complete, and don't look back. And that's my support. My dad has been supportive. I do have my auntie was very supportive. Also, that's my mom's only sister. She lives here, and they were all supportive. So, yes, I definitely you need some type of support, cause like when your back is against the wall and you like, dang, you know you don't want to give up. Giving up to me was never an option, but when you like, damn, this person dying, and then I got, you got this, that, and the other, then you got people tripping on the job, then you got people at school envying you, and they don't want to see you move forward, even though they saying yeah, but they really mean no. You feel me? Like, yeah, it was definitely hard. So you gotta have, without support, I don't know how you would survive without having any support. Like, and even if you got one person in your corner, support is so important. Support is important, even if it's just your kid. That's support. That's your support right there.
That's facts.
So
So when obviously you had to have some doubt that you overcame. How did you, in your mind, how did you combat that doubt? So did you doubt yourself, and how did you combat that doubt? So how did you, when that little voice in your head would say you can't do it, how would you tell yourself, oh no, yes I can? Like, what did you use mentally to give yourself that extra push when you needed it?
I never ever doubted myself, but I would second guess. I would be like, okay, so that's how you do it. Okay, so I can do that. Then I'll be like, I don't know if that look right. Is that I never doubted myself, but I did second guess myself a lot. I did that a lot. I did it a lot in school. I did it out of school. I second guess myself. Sometimes, I'm not going to even front. Sometimes, still to this day, I know it's right, but I still second guess myself. But I never doubted myself. I never ever said I can't do it. That's not even in my vocabulary. I don't even use that word, because I already knew that I could. I always knew I could. And that's why I'm Ty the Hair Goddess, because I always could, can, will. That's me.
You know what? Me personally, I like to call it a no ops mindset. So, back to dealing with the loss of your mother. What advice would you give someone out there that's dealing with loss of a loved one?
The advice that I will give you is you gotta keep moving and do something that gets you going, keeps you going, and something that makes you happy. For instance, for example, what makes me happy, I go work out. It's therapeutic for me because I literally have maybe about 80 to 85 conversations every 2 weeks. It's a lot of conversations. How do I manage to be like, hey, how's your mama? No, I didn't even know you remember, Ty. I do. It's like a damn, it's like implanted in my head. You got to keep going. You got to keep moving, and you got to do something that makes you happy while moving. Because if you stop, if you sit down, if you pause, it'll mess up everything. And then your mental, you got to be mentally here. Because you could be a good hairstylist or a barber all day, but are you here? That's why a lot of them have a mental breakdown. You know what I'm saying? I deal with it every day. I have a lot of hairstylists and barbers reach out to me. We're not talking about just clients. Hey, what can I do? They're mental, because they let all of that stuff that they deal with the clients, they don't know how to manage, and I've learned how to manage it. I've learned how to overcome it. I've learned how to deal with it. And that's why you got to have something positive that keeps you going. If you like to go running, but outside of you doing hair or whatever your profession is, go running. If that helps you, that helps me. Working out, I go shooting. It helps me. Hey,
Okay.
Hey, it helps me. I like to go on vacations. That helps me. It clears my mind. But I would say you can't stop moving. You gotta stay positive and you gotta keep going. Don't stop.
What advice would you give young entrepreneurs like that little girl out there that's wants to grow up and start her own salon, or that young boy or girl, whoever that wants to do their own barbershop? What advice do you have for anybody out there that's wants a career in cosmetology and wants to get started?
There's a few things that I could say. The advice that I would give them is never give up. Stay humble, no matter what. Once the money come, and man, when I say that rush comes, once that you on that high, once you up there, you don't come down. Once you do hair like that, you cannot turn it off, especially if you cold. Stay humble. When that money gets to you, do not let it, let's see,
Change you.
don't let it change you. You got the right word. Don't let it change you, and stay loyal. Stay loyal to yourself. Stay loyal to the ones that were with you in the beginning. Don't trust everyone. You can't trust
That's
everyone.
an important one. That's it.
What else? And just stay focused. You gotta stay focused. You can't get sidetracked. Even if you have a child, or somebody gets killed, or you lose a loved one, or whatever. You gotta be able to you gotta stay focused, and that is why I am where I am, because I never lost focus. I never did. No matter what they said, no matter what was going on, it could have been hell going on in the background, anything, but I never lost focus. I would be literally, you focused? I am. I'm literally focused. I never lost focus.
Oh.
And that will get you to become very successful. You wouldn't even have room for the amount of blessings that God will have for you. You ain't got no room. You got all that bread. You ain't got no room. You got all the money. You have no room for it. But you gotta be able to stay focused, and you gotta humble out. Even when you don't want to hear certain things. There's certain things I didn't want to hear coming into this field. I didn't want to hear it. But I never ever, I wouldn't be like, ugh, I don't want to hear that. No. I listened. That listening and staying humble is what gets you. That's what gets you far. And that's my advice to the young ones out there. Don't think you know it all, because you don't. Don't think that you are the best, because there's always room for better. There's room for error, but there's always better. And that's just what it is. Facts.
You know what I think it's funny? I was just having a talk with my son, and I was telling him about some stuff about when he was growing up, and it made me think back to when I was a kid, and I just remember my mom and my older cousins, just older people being like, "You think I don't know, but I'm telling you because I do know, and I know from experience, and when you get older," and it's like, then you had that flashback moment where you older and you think back like, damn, they told me that when I was a kid and I ain't listen.
Hey, that's why I did listen. Humble out. Listen.
Okay, so if you could go back and do one thing differently, what would it be?
Oh my goodness. If I could go back and do one thing. Oh, Lord. That's a hard one, Rich. That's a hard one.
Or let me rephrase it. Would you go back and do anything differently?
No.
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 Okay.
Because everything that I went through, it was for a reason, and it has made me stronger. And it was nothing but obstacles. So no, I wouldn't change from leaving Baton Rouge. That's the bottom of the boot. From coming out of a relationship to a depression to nothing, coming here. If anybody that has a business knows what I'm talking, they will know what I'm talking about if you came from nothing. And so that's why every time I get anything, you could give me some water and I'll be appreciative, because when you work for it, you appreciate it more. So no, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change anything.
That's facts. When you work, the harder you work for something, it hits different when you
It does.
reach that goal of whatever it is you were working towards.
It does.
What made you fall in love with the art of cosmetology? What about it
Yeah.
made you say, I could do this every day for the rest of my life and it don't even feel like I'm going to work?
What made me fall in love, it's not even the hairstyles. It is how I make people feel. You can do hair or cut hair all day. It makes me so excited when I say this. Like, you can do that all day. But them reviews, that good talk comes from how you make them feel. I might not even know how to fade that well, but I'm gonna make you feel so good. You ain't even gonna give a damn about the fade. Like, dang, I don't know what I'm looking at, but it looked like she got me right. But I felt so good when I came in here. I felt like I was talking to my best friend. I felt like I knew her for years and years, and you could have just met me. That is that's what gets me. It makes my adrenaline rush when they come in, and not transform them, but it's how I make them feel. They are so excited, and when you excited, you could see it all in their whole face. Even if they got a mask on, you see it in their eyes. Their eyes are smiling, nose, your ears moving, everything. So I'm right. That's what.
You light up like a kid on Christmas, huh?
Baby lit. Turn them around and they see their hair. Oh my God, it's high. Oh my God. Especially the men. I love it. So.
Is that what you say would set your brand apart and unique from other brands, and what keeps your clients coming back?
That's what I would say. It's not even the hairstyle, because I feel like I don't put myself on this high horse. I don't feel like I'm the best of doing hair. It's always somebody that does hair. They might twist a little better. It might be a little neater. The part might be a little cleaner. But if you take all them barbers and all those stylists in that room, take all of them in the room, the hair goddess, Ty the hair goddess, is gonna stand out, because I make people feel 100 all the time. And I'm honest, very honest. If it don't look good, I'm not performing that on your hair. I'm gonna tell you before I even perform. You know what? This not even gonna look right. Let's just suggest you do something else. Let's do something else here. It's about how I make them feel.
I love it.
It's crazy.
I love it. And you know what? No matter what it is that you do, you can always tell when somebody's doing something that they love versus they just doing a job. You just doing a job. I don't care if it's McDonald's. You could pull up to the drive-thru at McDonald's and that person love it. You're gonna be like, man, this really feel like a Happy Meal. This Happy Meal feel happy. But then sometimes, you get the burger and the burger, it just don't feel the same. You could.
And you know what? I gotta comment on that. And it's so important. It's so important to make people feel good, because from the time they come in, just by me saying, hey, how you doing? How was your day? Every client gets the same treatment. Nobody is better, especially those kids, because kids have feelings too. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so sensitive about the kids, but the kids want to have confidence just like the men and the women. So it's important. We gotta put this in our children. We gotta install this in our kids. It's so important. I love it. I love it when they can sit there and talk to me. Sometimes they tell me things that they don't even tell their parents. And then I'm afraid to even tell their parents, because now we got a loyalty thing. So then what do? Puts me in a crazy position, but it makes me feel so good that you could trust me. You trusted me, a black woman coming from LA, like you trust little old me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man.
And that energy is important too, because whenever you come into contact with somebody, let's say I meet you for the first time and I'm having a bad day. It's important to know how to control your energy, because if I'm having a bad day and I come into contact with you, I could pass that energy on to you, and then now you having a bad day, and then you're gonna pass that same energy on to somebody else. And that's why, you got to be careful with how you deal with people out in the world, because you never know what somebody's going through. So that's why it's a lot of these shootings and stuff like that. Like, you don't know what somebody else is going through, and a lot of people are so selfish. They have a selfish way of thinking. They're not considering this person that just cut me off might be having a bad day. Like, is it really that serious for me to chase them down and cuss them out?
Man, you hit it on the head.
And
Exactly.
I just
How you deal with them, or boy, but not just how you deal, who you deal with. You don't want to be around people who are always down, because now you finna be down. Who are always broke, now you finna be broke. Who don't never want to do anything, because now you don't want to do anything. I don't want to hang around that type of energy. I have good energy all the time. Even when I'm upset or I'm sad, the clients will never feel it. Ask them. Go look on my site. Look at those reviews. We almost at 5 stars, baby.
All right. Okay, so what would you say is the hardest part about being your own boss?
The hardest part about being my own boss is that mental, because I got clients, some of them come in, they good, and some of them, they want to take their own life. Now I gotta drop everything I'm doing, everything I got at home, and I gotta get into this counselor therapy session with them, and I call it therapy, because I'm the hair goddess, and then they talk to me like I'm the therapist, so we convert that together. And I gotta get my mental all the way together. Then after I get them together, now I gotta drop everything there, and I gotta go home and tend to my kid and make sure I don't bring that to my kid.
Transfer that energy.
Exactly. It's all about that energy. That's the hardest part, dealing with it mentally. Like, that's why it's so important that I stay taking care of myself, and I maintain in good health. I get myself checked. I get my massages. I go to the gym. I eat healthy. I eat clean. I drink my water. I take my vitamins. Yeah, man, I'm in good shape. I'm 33. I feel 20, 21.
Look good. Look good.
So that's the hardest part, man.
Self-care is important. And then a lot of people laugh at it, but it's true. Your barber, whoever does your hair, like, a lot of the time that's your therapist. People, like, because I know me and the guy that cuts my hair, shout out to Don. We done have some deep conversations where I'm only there for a 30-minute haircut, but we done talking for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes, you just want somebody to hear your problems, or sometimes you just want to listen to somebody's problem. But yeah, so, are you religious? Or do you have any, or, let me rephrase that question. Do you have a favorite Bible verse or motivational quote that helps you get through hard times?
I do.
Let's hear it.
Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So by my faith, and it says all you gotta have is a mustard seed. Do you know how small a mustard seed is? It's about this. That's all that I had when I came in to this business, and that's what got me through. Really, my faith, and I always manifested too. I always said, I'm about to do this. And I'm not one of those people who talk. I just go and do it. I'm a big risk taker. I do it. I want to do this right here. Dang, I want to do this. And I did it. Everything that I said I would do, I did.
Came to fruition.
And it's the best feeling. Just do it. Just have the faith and do it. That's what it's all about. And then don't doubt. Because now you're doubting God. Like, you got to have the faith, but you got to follow all the way through. You got to do some work too. He going to do it. But don't doubt him. Don't say you're going to do it and then you second guess yourself, or you don't do it.
All right. So what can we expect from Ty the Hair Goddess in the future?
No collar. Just expect nothing but success. Expect the greatest of the great. Like, just nothing but the best is all I can say. Because I never, ever, ever tell people exactly what I'm going to do. Why? Because when you tell them, now you're hindering yourself. And then they hinder you, or they try to hinder you. You can't tell people your every move. But just expect the best. And I give it 110% every time. Every time. I don't take shortcuts. I don't half-ass. Straight through, straight gutter, from the ground up, out the mud, the best.
Hey, and that's what No Ops is all about. I think we could end it there. You got your point across. So, but before we get out of here, I want you to shout out your business, Facebook, contact info, IG. Let the people know where to reach you at, so they could come see what Tie the Hair Goddess is all about.
Instagram is at tie.hairgoddess.
All right, there we go. We got Tie the Hair Goddess, no ops. Thank you for coming through.
You're welcome.